With only 4 league games left of the season, any one of 12 teams could make it into the playoffs. It really is close. We are starting to separate ourselves a little bit from the rest of the pack, but if we want to give ourselves the best chance of A, getting in the playoffs, but B, getting ourselves higher league position as possible to get us that home advantage, we really need to shake off this rocky form. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 19 of my Bristol Rovers FM20 playthrough. My name is James. On today's episode, we have the first 2 of the final 4 matches of the league season, where we try and cement our place in the playoffs. So since you're last with me, it has been very up and down. We have only lost 1 match in that run, which was a very much like the Sheffield Wednesday one, a baffling loss against Nottingham Forest, mid-table team. Yes, again, we're far and above where we should be in the league, but it just came down to bad defending again. We started out really positive, and it just fell apart really quickly in that second half. I'm not sure what it is with second halves and us at the moment. We just don't seem to be able to see out games. The same goes for Leeds. We were actually 2-0 up in this game. We were then 3-2 down coming into the last kind of 5 minutes of the game, and last minute in injury time, Lumeka came on and scored a last minute scored a last minute goal to draw us level and really saved our blushes in that game. We did manage to get a comfortable 2-0 win at home against Luton Town, and then the most recent game against West Brom, we were 2-0 up with only 8 minutes left to play, and we threw it away. We threw this game away. It was ridiculous. I thought the QPR match was bad. This, I think, takes the biscuit, because this was not just a one-off chance that West Brom had. They had to come back from 2-0 down, and we just let them do it. And then to cap it off, Lumeka got himself sent off yet again this season, and that ended that, really. In terms of where that leaves the league table, though, I can't really complain too much. We are 3rd in the league. Looking at that form, you'd think we'd be lower down, but it seems that no one really wants to be in the playoffs this season. And because of that, even if you go down as far as 14th, there are still chances for teams to be in the playoffs. It's going to be unlikely, obviously, being that far down, but it is still mathematically possible that they could make it into the playoffs. We, however, as you can see, have started to separate ourselves a little bit. There's still very little chance of getting into the second spot, but we are now 6 points ahead of 5th place Sheffield United, who we'll play in today's episode, and Reading, who also match them on 68 points. So nothing really more to tell on that, so I think we'll jump straight into the first match. So this is the team for today's match. We have had to make 1 or 2 changes. Clark Harris unfortunately drops down to the bench. He picked up a knock, so he won't be back till full training until tomorrow. So he is on the bench just in case we need him in an emergency. But Kieran Phillips will take the starting spot in today's game. We'll actually push Adebayo forward slightly more so we can cover that middle area. Other than that, I believe, yes, Agogo has been out injured again in the period between the 2 episodes. I think he's pretty much done at this point. He seems to be becoming slightly injury prone. I don't know if anything shows on his medical report. No, it just says high susceptibility. But I don't know if we're going to renew his contract in the summer. It'll be something we'll have to look at the end of the season. But apart from those distractions, this is the team for today's game. We have Jacola in goal, a back 4 of Holmes, Dennis, Long, Kilgore and Hoole, Clark, Adebayo and Upson in central midfield, with Barrett, Ginelli and Phillips making up the front 3. So this is probably one of the tougher matches we'll have in the run-in the last 4 games of the season. I am less worried about making it to the playoffs than I was previously. I think we've given ourselves the best platform to be getting in there. And I think as long as we don't concede too many goals and lose too many matches in the final 4, I think we're going to make it into the playoffs. But I'd like to get some decent form in, because form is going to be our best weapon going into these playoffs if we're going to give ourselves any chance of being able to do anything. But Sheffield United are bringing the ball forward here, and they have the first opportunity. It's straight at Jacola, and we manage to clear it. Rovers with a free kick, Upson into the centre, looking for Kilgore, to Long. Is he onside? He is onside, and we go 1-0 up. One thing I did mention in the last episode, which we ended up doing almost for two solid weeks, was we set all training to set pieces. We did it for almost a fortnight because there was actually an international break. And it really has benefited us. In the last couple of games, we have shown that in both free kicks and corners. And we've definitely been more dangerous. And we're definitely converting a lot more than we were before. And conceding a lot more as well. Conceding a lot less, sorry. Norwood with the corner. And there we go. Perfect example. Jakoda collects quite comfortably, although the player did get the free header, but we'll gloss over that bit. Half-time then, Bristol Rovers 1, Sheffield United 0. It's a bit of a worrying score because it's a score where we're not very comfortable going into the second half, especially based on the last couple of games. Do you know what? I'm not going to say complacent. I think things are going well, but I think they're capable of better. We've done the complacency a couple of times, and we have ended up falling apart in the second half. So I think giving them the boost that they can do better, I think hopefully will give us a better result. But Sheffield United do win the ball here, looking to bring the ball forward, but Giannelli manages to block the ball and looking for a Rovers player, but he passes it across. It's collected by McBurney to Robinson. Robinson brings it forward, and there we go. The worries I said about half time. Teams coming out in the second half knowing that they can come out and play against us. I mean, based on the stats, we shouldn't actually be anywhere near this game. The Sheffield United have had 3 clear-cut chances, so it's probably only a matter of time before they scored one of them. But that does make it now 1-1. Cool, right, it's made 2 substitutions. Bring on Alabiosu for Giannelli and taken Phillips off and bring on Clark Harris. And we have got a free kick here. No, Sheffield United with a free kick, but we are bringing the ball forward on the counter-attack. Barrett bringing it forward. Clark Harris, who's just come on, bringing him into the penalty area, and he has drawn the penalty. He was going absolutely nowhere there. There was no need for the Sheffield United player to dive in like that, but we have got a penalty. Clark Harris with the opportunity to put us ahead just before 70 minutes. And he does, slamming it into the right-hand side, and that makes it Bristol Rovers 2, Sheffield United 1. So Sheffield United have a highlight straight away from the kickoff, but it goes all the way back to their goalkeeper, who looks to bring it forward again. To Brian, to Norwood. O'Connell playing it out wide to Lukaku, who brings it inside actually. Shoots straight past our defence. Luckily for us, he hits the woodwork and it deflects out for a goal kick. Right, coming up to 80 minutes on the clock. Oh, we have another highlight. I was about to make a substitution, but we have a highlight. Holmes Dennis with throw to Clark. Passing it between himself and Clark. Clark, big ball forward. Over the top for Clark Harris. He seems to be onside. He is through one-on-one with a goalkeeper. And you would hope he would do better than that. At least get it on target. But he whistles past the post. I hope that we don't regret that later on. But Sheffield United do bring the ball forward with Freeman into the centre. And almost immediately we get punished for not scoring that goal. McBurney sliding in the penalty area to get to the ball. Manages to get there before our defenders do. And that makes it Sheffield United 2, Bristol Rovers 2. So many of these games have been repeats of this, where it's just so back and forth. We are able to score, we just don't seem to be able to defend, and I don't understand why. Right, let's make a final substitution. I mean, Barrett's not had a very good game, but I've not really got anybody to bring on for him. Adebayi, I suppose we could take off. Let's bring on Njonjo. He's comfortable in that position. Let's demand for some more from them as well. Norwood with a free kick for Sheffield United off the crossbar. We are hanging on. We really are here. I don't know what to do now at this point. There's not really much more I can do. I don't want to come off attacking, so I don't want to bring more pressure on us. But Alabiosu has won the ball there. Clark Harris bringing the ball forward. He has got 3 defenders in front of him, though. There's no one else in the penalty area, and they do manage to tackle and put out for a throw-in. Sheffield United with a throw-in in their own half. Brian with the ball, big ball forward, looking for McBurney. McBurney brings it forward, puts the ball into the air to O'Hare. We managed to clear it. Alabiosu looks to counter-attack now. It is end-to-end stuff at the moment. He's bringing it forward, but he's got no one in support of him. He does manage to find Hull, though, who's coming on the overlap. Looking for the cross. Can't get the cross in, but he does deflect to Alabiosu, but his shot is fairly tame. Right, Sheffield United looking to bring the ball forward again, but we do manage to win it back with Upson. To Hull, to Alabiosu on that right-hand side. He managed to turn his man. He brings it forward. Cross into the centre. Looking for Clark Harris. Clark Harris off the crossbar. Oh, it is disallowed for offside. Oh, I thought we'd done it then. I thought we'd nicked one at the last. And I mean, there's not much more he could have done about that. Brilliant header from Clark Harris. I think that's going to be it now. Yeah, that's going to be it. 2-2. I'll take that against Sheffield United, against a playoff contender. I think that's probably the best result for us. It'd be interesting to see how the teams in and around us did. We don't seem to have moved a massive amount. We have dropped down to 4th, actually. So Brentford must have won. Yeah, Brentford beat Peterborough. We are still 6 points ahead of Birmingham, though, which is good. So we are comfortable for our playoff position. But it does mean there is a good chance that if we win the next match, we could, in fact, confirm our place in the playoffs. Here we are for the second match of today's episode. A home game against Charlton Athletic, who are currently struggling down in the relegation zone. However, both teams come into this with inconsistent form, which doesn't bode well. But here is the team for today's match. We've had 2 changes, and John Joe comes in for Adebayi. No real reason other than I want to try something a little bit different in central midfield, give somebody else a chance. And then Clark Harris comes back in after his injury for Kieran Phillips. Keenan Phillips or Kieran Phillips? It's Kieran Phillips, who drops back down to the bench. So the team is Jacola in goal, Holmes Dennis, Kilgore, Long and Hall in defence, Clark on John Joe and Upson in midfield, with Barrett, Giannelli and Clark Harris up front. So if results go our way, this could be the game that we confirm ourselves in the playoffs. And we have a throw in here with Holmes Dennis into the centre, but Charlton managed to clear it. And John Joe with the ball again in the middle to Clark Harris, and he takes a shot. Brilliant start. 2 minutes on the clock. Bristol Rovers 1, Charlton 0. Clark Harris gets his 19th goal of the season, and that's all we need to do today. So we need to do our bit and hope the results go our way elsewhere. Clark Harris on the turn, masses of space, loads of time, and slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. Right, Charlton have a throw in our half, but we do manage to clear it. But they collect it again to Hansen, to Morgan, who tries to put Hemed through, but he does manage to collect the ball again. What is going on there? Who was that? Who was that? Was that Kilgore again? Because he did exactly. Goal didn't actually show you that happened during between the 2 episodes, where somebody was farting around with the ball. This time it was Hull. I mean, at least it was one of the youngsters, but he should have done better there. He gave him 2 or 3 opportunities to collect the ball back. Taylor wasn't being marked by Holmes Dennis. Both fullbacks there are doing really poorly, and Taylor does knock it in and make them level after 8 minutes. Charlton have another chance here with Williams. Big ball into the centre, but Long manages to clear it, but only as far as Hansen. Hansen, though, does all the way back to their defence to look to bring it forward again. But Hall manages to collect the ball this time. This is where he is dangerous, bringing the ball forward. Lots of space. Can he put a cross in? He manages to take it past the fullback into the centre. And Barrett on the volley, but hits the woodwork, a mixture of the woodwork and the keeper. And they put it behind for a corner. Should be Upson taking the corner. Here we go. Upson with the corner into the centre. But they manage to clear it. But Clark does collect it to Kilgore. And that ends the highlight. Right, Hall with the throw-in to Giannelli. Into the centre, deflection off, and John Joe. That was, and it goes into the back of the net. I mean, we'll take the goals however they come. But what a calamity for Charlton at the back there. Here we've got another angle. Hall with the ball. Giannelli knocks it through. Taylor, I presume the defender, smashes it off of Njonjo, who goes into the back of the net. But he will take that as a goal, and that puts us 2-1 up. But Charlton do have a corner here. Almost hit back immediately. Luckily, it just goes over. Right, Long with the free kick just inside our half. To Hall. To Upson. To Giannelli, who's got a little bit of space. He's also got Hall in the overlap, but he decides to go around the players instead. Into the penalty area. Takes a shot. I'm not sure how much the keeper knew about that, but he manages to parry it over the goal. And it goes out for another Rovers corner. Upson with the corner, into the centre, looking for Long, but Long can't get it on target, and it just whistles over the bar. Right, half-time, 2-1, Bristol Rovers. I mean, you can't say that I can't say these games aren't interesting, but slightly more stressful from my perspective. Right, I said at half-time I was far from pleased. I know we're 2-1 up, but I think that was more aimed at the defence than anything else. Holmes Dennis is on a 6.4. Upson with the corner here to Long at the back post. The set piece training pays off again. Upson with the free kick into the area. Long at the back post, and he uses his height He uses his pace to get away from the defender and his height just to knock it into the back of the net. Hopefully that is us pushing towards winning now. Upson with a corner, but this one is cleared this time. Upson trying to track back, but he hasn't got the pace to be able to get there before Williams. Williams looks to bring the ball forward. He is still following him though, chasing him back, and he manages to win the ball back. Clark with the ball, big forward to Clark Harris. Clark Harris is deflected wide. What I actually meant there was Upson was doing really well to track him back, put him off enough that his pass went wayward and Clark managed to collect it. But Upson with the corner into the centre. No one manages to find it except a Charlton defender. Upson and Kilgore plays it all the way back, and that is the end of the highlight. Right, 60 minutes on the clock. Well, almost 70 minutes on the clock now. I think it's time to make a little bit of a substitution. Let's take Holmes Dennis off. He's not had a great game, but we'll give Connolly, the youngster, a chance to have a run around. I think Barrett as well will swap Ginelli over to that far side, and let's bring Alabiosu. I've been trying to give the youngsters as much time as they can on the field. I mean, that probably says more about us throwing games away in the second half, especially if I'm relying upon youngsters. And please don't prove me wrong now, prove me correct now, Charlton. But Charlton do have a throw in. Big ball forward, looking for Morgan. Morgan is through on goal, but Jacola manages to fall to his right-hand side and collect the ball comfortably. I think I'll drop a little bit of praise. Let's give them a little bit of boost going into the last 10 minutes. Right, 5 minutes left. Let's make final substitution, I think. Who is... Actually, do you know what? Everyone is playing pretty well, and everyone has actually got good conditioning. I will take Upson off, though. I don't want to rest him. Bring on Bud, see what he can do for the last 5 minutes or so. We do have a highlight with just 89 minutes gone on the clock. Jacola, big ball forward from the goal kick. That's rare from him. Normally he passes it out, but Alabiusi manages to bring the ball forward. First opportunity he's had. Puts the ball into the centre to Clark Harris, but Clark Harris can't get any power behind the header, and it's collected by Leighton. Leighton this time for the ball forward to Ahmed, who brings the ball into the area, but again his shot is fairly tame. There we go, full time. Bristol Rovers 1, Bristol Rovers 3, Charlton 1. That should hopefully confirm us in the playoffs. There we go, Bristol Rovers secure playoff spot. It does also push us back up into third as well, above Brentford. How did Brentford get on? They haven't actually. That's why they haven't played yet. So they could jump back above us, but it is against Reading, who are pushing for the playoffs. So that will be an interesting match, and we'll jump ahead to see how they got on. So Brentford did win, replicating our 3-1 win. They won 3-1 against Reading. Didn't really affect Reading's chances. They're still even on points with West Brom, although West Brom have a better goal difference. But that does confirm Brentford as playoffs as well. So what I will probably do is I won't bother showing the last 2 games of the season. It's not going to make a massive amount of difference where we finish. I think I will come back for the presumably the semi-finals of the playoffs, and we'll have I believe it will be over 2 legs. I'll have the first and second leg in the next episode, which should be Wednesday's episode, and then fingers crossed, if all goes well, Friday will be either the playoff final or it will be the transfer window for our second season in the Championship. Well, I think confirming playoffs in our first season in the Championship definitely deserves a like. But please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of brand new FM20 videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5 PM. And thank you very much for watching.